What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So someone offered to buy my Iron Man half scale for that and J&D Batman for basically like $3,000 plus shipping. So as you know, I actually got that Mark 7 for free. I do absolutely love it. It is 44 inches tall, my only half scale in the collection. And I've always loved having a giant Iron Man, so to kind of like show it to you. However, if I was to sell it, I feel like I just need to buy the 1/3 to replace it, and the 1/3 would actually cost more, and it's smaller. So, I mean, I do like the pose on the 1/3, like the flying. I like the fire base. However, I do like the pose quite a bit on this, more action. Plus the size, obviously, it's 44 inches tall. So, extremely nice. Great base as well. And the 1/3 probably pairs better with this. I think the paint app is a little closer to the bust, plus it's shorter, so it doesn't look, I don't like that necessarily, where the 1/3 would be more like right here. The 1/3, I think, is 39 inches tall, so this is technically only 5 inches taller, but it's just the other one's in a flying pose. The 1/3, I believe, goes for probably $2,500 to $3,000, and I don't even know where it's in stock, to be honest. Nevertheless, someone did offer to buy it, so I wanted to mention it to you guys. So, of course, as you know, without the armory, I don't necessarily need the J&D Batman. I would just return the P1 Batman up top. The only nice thing about having the J&D here is the unmasked head, because it matches the bust. That does look really good. Everything else, yes, the costume is slightly better than P1, but slightly. And the masked head, yes, it has the silicone and the glass size, but it's not that big of a difference. Just based off the Batman, the eyes are hard to see anyways. The mouth, I mean, the P1 mouth still looks good. P1 has a better base, it's bigger, better pose. I don't necessarily care for the pose on the J&D too much. It's just like, I don't know. It looks like he's posing for a weightlifting competition or a bodybuilding competition. So I definitely don't like the pose. Where P1, I love the pose and the base. And of course, that also gives me space to return Aquaman here and do Superman there, so we could do the new Superman there. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, J&D obviously has a very nice costume. It's shorter than I'd like, but I do like that unmasked portrait, because it is absolutely 10 out of 10. That is the main reason to even have that statue. However, the person said they'd only buy this for $1,200 without Iron Man. And $1,200 is not worth it to me. So it's just a question of, I mean, honestly, I'd basically be giving up J&D Batman and a half-scale Iron Man after, so like I said, $3,000 plus ship. That $3,000 would basically buy that 1/3 Iron Man. I don't know if that's worth it. I did want to show you guys something. I did a little switcheroo type of thingamajob here, basically to get Game of Thrones all right here instead of down low and up. To kind of line things a little bit better, and I wanted to show this to you. So you do Jon Snow underneath, so he definitely looks better there, and then Khaleesi top shelf, so she gets top shelf treatment. Now, she does stick off a solid, like, right there to my hand. So we're talking 4 inches. However, it's not that big of a, like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. And obviously, I can see her much better. She's next to her bust. And I will say I definitely like this statue more than the Fail Beast. Like, definitely I like this way more, honestly. I did have to scoot this up about 1 inch. And then the Fail Beast, more or less, we angled it like this. So when I'm looking at this wall, you're not looking at Jon Snow here. Instead, you are looking at the Witch King, or Nazgul, and Balrog. So it's just one entire Lord of the Rings wall. However, my buddy believes I should just sell both of these. Now, I do like them both. I know someone mentioned potential interest in the Fell Beast recently on YouTube. And, I mean, here's what I'd honestly like to price it, just because I know how big the boxes are, how expensive shipping is. But I would say I would need to get at least $2,000 for Balrog, $1,500 for Fell Beast for me to consider selling them, just because I don't want to lose money. I'd ideally just like to, I mean, I'm still going to lose money. I'm pretty sure Balrog costs like $1,800. Shipping will be $400, so I'd still lose $200. Fell Beast was, what was that, like $1,300? I might break even with Fell Beast, but I definitely lose money in the Balrog, which is a shame because it's such a good piece. Like Jupiter's Cock, that's so good. I really hate selling Balrog. Fell Beast, I do like it a lot, but Balrog is more special to me. More iconic scene, and I just like it more. However, do I really need it considering I have that and that? That is the question of the day. My buddy thinks I should sell it just because it's out of scale. Try to keep Lord of the Rings to quarter scale and life-size bust only. Now, we know we eventually need space here. Of course, I mean, I can always return Khaleesi back down low and do Avatar right there. It all depends kind of what I do upstairs as well. If I'm going to move Game of Thrones upstairs. I mean, there's still even a small part of me that wants to move like some video game statues upstairs so I could gain more video game space. There's definitely some things to consider. I mean, I don't necessarily want to put video games with Jurassic. I still feel like Monsterverse pairs the best. Monsterverse definitely pairs the best. But anyways, do you guys think we should part ways with Balrog and Fellbeast? Like I said, both phenomenal pieces. Dioramas, 1/20th scale-ish. Very, very cool. We know Prime 1 is considering a Fellbeast quarter scale, which would be like 6 feet tall probably. And probably cost like $8,000. But it would be insanely cool. I mean, I would imagine it would be as big as that, just the head. So you can imagine that's just the head. And then do the full body. Yeah, that would take up as much space as Sauron, to be honest. It'd have to. And you add one of those Nazgul on top, that would be as big as Sauron. Definitely probably like a lowered garage shelf, take up the full shelf. It would be absolutely insane. Honestly, probably one of the coolest things ever. I mean, I do like this. It's only 28 inches tall, 1/20 scale. Obviously, the character's like this big. But it's also easier to display. As you can see, it fits in a 20-inch wide or deep shelf. So it's not a huge space hog. Definitely got to be careful with those wings. They're very fragile. So, but the details overall pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the seam lines on the wings. It's probably the only negative, honestly, is those seam lines. Other than that, it's a great looking piece. Anyways, folks, that's just kind of what's going on. Today's Saturday. I'm waiting for Ape Sapien to arrive. So you actually see that video before this video, because I'll post this one the day after. One other thing I wanted to mention regarding Inner Studio. So I had totally forgotten. I apologize to him. But he actually did end up sending, I believe it was a recast base of the Arnold bust to the person. And he did end up sending me, as like an apology for getting my PayPal banned, I believe it was the Giganotosaurus Infinity bust. So it's like $700 bust. So he sent that to me as an apology. Now, I still ended up paying more than that due to PayPal. So I'm still pissed and I got screwed over in the end. But he did at least try to make amends. So Inner Studios is a good seller. Disregard what I said in the video the other day. I would honestly... I was so pissed about Hannah, I wasn't remembering correctly. But Inner Studios is trustworthy and safe. But he still did end up getting my PayPal banned, which unfortunately there's nothing he can do about it. PayPal won't help me. So very unfortunate. It has cost me well over $700. It's cost me thousands of dollars due to so many inconveniences, fees, and so forth. So at the end of the day, I still got screwed royally. But there's nothing else he can do. He did try to make up for it by sending me a free statue. So disregard what I said the other day, folks. Anyways, that is it. Let me know what you think regarding Balrog, Fellbeast, J&D Batman, and Iron Man. When I think about it, I like that Iron Man 1/3, but I don't think it's worth getting rid of a half scale and J&D for that. Like, that's not worth it. And J&D for only $1,200. I'm losing too much money. That's like a huge loss, so it's probably not worth it. In terms of these two, I'm still leaning at no on selling them because I really do like them. And who cares if they're a different scale than my other statues? Like, they still look freaking awesome. But I'm just having random thoughts. I know I'm going to need space soon. But again, we also have the upstairs bedroom. We know we're going to potentially, move all Monsterverse up there and create more Lord of the Rings space. But here's another big thing. I need more video game space. I don't need more Marvel or DC, like really. And we don't necessarily need more DBZ space or anything else. Obviously, I'm going to get Wolf Predator, Alien Romulus, so we'll need space for that, probably just upstairs. Video game and Lord of the Ring are the two biggest areas I need space for. Cave Troll, Treebeard, potentially Fell Beast, and then, of course, video game, all the future P1 video game statues. We know they're coming out with a ton of good IPs, and over the next 3 to 4 years, I'm going to need probably 3 more garage shelves. Knowing what I know, I'm going to need a lot more space, folks, because I'm going to want to collect them all. Anyways, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.